So I have I guess some bad news. I knew this would eventually happen. When I first got on this property, we were setting up the camper and different things, and I was reported to the sheriff multiple times. There's videos about it. I think if you go to my channel, you go to playlist, I think there's police interactions even. And the sheriff actually became pretty sympathetic to my problem. Here's the thing. When I first started this channel, I said right at the beginning, Carolyn said that she didn't want to be on the channel. She has social anxiety, and she didn't want to be in the videos. Well, as we progressed through and was on YouTube, I always said, don't bother us, because if someone shows up while we're traveling the country, Carolyn would lock herself up in the camper for the rest of the month. It got so bad that one of the reasons Carolyn wanted to stop traveling was she was just worried that somebody was going to park next to us and expect us to communicate and be happy and all kinds of stuff. And we went out there to try to find some isolation. So we decided to live off grid. I mean, there were several reasons we decided to live here, but that was one of the major contributing factors, was her social anxiety. I mean, it has gotten better. Don't get me wrong, it has gotten better. But I remember when I was building the tiny house, I was on the roof, and the roof was the hardest part of the build. By myself, trying to get that sheet metal up there, this, whatever this is, the roofing stuff. I was trying to get that up there, and it was dangerous, and I was slipping, and I'm surprised I didn't kill myself. And some idiot parks in the street, gets out, leaves his car in the street, and says, "Hey, I watch you on YouTube, and come on down." I mean, after I repeatedly say all the time, don't bother us, I'm not a people person. And the thing is people think, oh, you're so nice on YouTube, you're just such a nice person. You come towards me and I will be a jerk. I'm just not a friendly person. Well, of course, then I lose a subscriber because he expected me to be a friendly person. Well, see if I can watch your videos again. Okay, fine. It would have been better if you'd have just followed instructions and not showed up here. Then you could have watched my videos and we've both been happy. I get creepy emails all the time. I had one guy email me, and he explained in detail, like in a 4-page letter, how he found me. And it was just creepy. It was like one of those old creepy movies that you watched back in the 80s where, you got these stalkers, and I wish I could think of them. I know from the perspective of the viewer, we're best friends. You've been watching me for years, and you've always been hopeful that you'll meet me. As a matter of fact, my dad thinks that since I'm on YouTube, that I have a requirement, since YouTube is my job, to be friendly to people that meet me out on the street or stop by. He sees the same thing with Hollywood celebrities. I don't see that at all. He says they should have an expectation that their private life is no longer private. Well, that's just not the way this country works. Our private life is private. A celebrity goes to work, does their job, and then goes home, and that's the end of it. Their job is done. So the 9 to 5 is done. The celebrity makes a movie, puts it out on the screen, and you get to watch their movie. That's their job. The job does not require that I sit down at a restaurant and I got 30 people stacked around me interrupting my meal because I'm a celebrity. Well, the same thing for YouTube. Especially since I've made it plainly clear that I don't want to be bothered. I got a no trespassing sign. I tell you constantly, don't bother me. Don't come by, don't stalk me. And the thing is I know there's friendly people out there who think that they're friendly and I should accept their friendliness. But trolls start out, trust me, I know, I've been doing this a long time, as friendly. Hey bud, how you doing? Where you live? I'd like to come see you. I would like to check out some property next to you. And then when you meet them, they're terrible. I hate you. And if you don't, and then once you learn, hey, what the troll tricks, they just destroy you. So I have removed all the information, my contact information, from my YouTube channel. I took it off about maybe 2 years ago. No more email addresses, Facebook pages, whatever else I had, Instagram, I don't remember what all I had. I took it all down because I just, it's scary. It is just scary. And so I'm constantly scrolling Google, trying to make sure my name doesn't show up with my address and all that. And every now and then it pops up. I just found one this morning that it popped up. So, you know, people know my first name, and they do some Google searching, and enough searching they can figure it out. You know, I get business mail, UPS mail now, because somebody marked my location, this house, as off-grid living or something, anyway, so I get business junk mail now for the business. I had to go to Google and remove this as a business. There's no business here, but I still get the junk mail. I mean, these trolls absolutely do everything they can to destroy your life. I had one guy, I finally got rid of him, finally, but for a couple of years he found one of the Facebook groups that I'm a member of for this area. And it was kind of concerning at first, because somebody would say, hey, I'm looking for firewood. Hey, that guy, you know, and he would give my address. He gives away free firewood. All you want, just come up there and get it. And I saw that and I'm like, who would say something like that? So I replied back, no, that's a mistake. I don't give away firewood. I don't have enough for myself. And well, I thought you gave away free firewood. And so it was an argument. And finally, it occurred to me to click on his name. He doesn't live in the area. He lived in Georgia. As a matter of fact, I know exactly where he lives, because he was not bright enough to realize that if I clicked on his name, it took me to his Facebook page, which told me exactly where he lived. I've tried to remove all public information of my Facebook page, so you don't know where I live, and you know, just all that stuff. I don't know how successful I was at it, but I really tried to clean it. The thing is I've heard some people say you need to buy some of those internet sweep, you know, software or programs to, you know, you pay so much each month and they check the internet for you and then clean it off. Okay, for a channel that gets 2,000 views a day, makes zero money at it, and I'm supposed to pay, I don't know how much, to keep myself safe. I looked it up today, I Googled it. Is it inappropriate for someone to search for and contact a YouTuber? And it's actually kind of in violation of the terms of agreement. When you signed up to be on YouTube, you agreed that you wouldn't do that. So yeah, it says it was inappropriate. The only way you're supposed to contact a YouTuber is if they provide you with contact information, an email address, Facebook page, a website. Other than that, YouTube considers us private citizens that are to be left alone. So you can say all you want that I'm a public figure. There is no such thing as a public figure. We all are protected from stalking, cyber stalking. My sheriff has already arrested a person. I made a video about it a long time ago, from Tennessee, for stalking. It's an illegal crime. And then when I made the video, a lot of people say, well, that's what you get for putting yourself out on YouTube. You need to be smarter than that. So now you're victim blaming. It's not the criminal's fault for stalking me. It's me. It's my fault because I decided to share some good information about how to live off grid. That makes sense. Not that long ago, people showed up. Look, when people show up to the house, it causes Carolyn a lot of anxiety because she's afraid she's going to have to speak to these people. Now, with the lawnmower business, it's not quite as bad for her. She was twice now. She's been out here splitting wood. Somebody shows up with a lawnmower, and she yells for me, and I come out, and I take care of the problem. They know they're not going to speak to her. They know they're going to speak to me. The most she would ever have to say to them is, hold on, I'll go get him. That's the most they would have to say to a customer. So twice now, she was outside when they showed up. She didn't run inside. Usually, if somebody shows up, she runs inside and hides. She has every right to not want to be around people. You know, we had this trespasser come on several times, this old lady. Everybody told me, oh, you need to be more welcoming to people. You're just rude. Yes, I'm rude because I'm trying to protect my wife, who has an illness that doesn't need to be flared up just because people think they have a right to flare it up. You don't have a right. You have no right. Your rights end at the tip of my nose. And when my tip of my nose is on this property, stay off of it. My tip of my nose on Facebook is a violation. People showed up here. The thing is when people show up, they'll say, I know Carolyn has social anxiety. We don't need to speak to her. We just wanted to stop by and, you know, a vacation destination. Okay, so you know that I have said we don't want people to stop by. You know Carolyn has social anxiety. You show up here and say, oh, we don't want to speak to Carolyn. While Carolyn is covered in the house, not being able to walk around on her property, tip of her nose, because you showed up. That's unacceptable. I've tried to keep this channel going. I really have tried to keep this channel going, but people just insist that they know best. That if they don't bother Carolyn and they follow certain rules that they've developed, not that I've developed, that they've developed, that it will be okay. No, it's not okay. Don't come here. It's trespassing. I have pepper spray, and believe it or not, if you trespass, I can use physical force to remove you from the property. I'm sure you wouldn't enjoy that. And then you can wait around 45 minutes with that sting in your eyes while the cops show up. So last night, a guy from Canada finds me on a Facebook group that I'm in for the local area that I advertise my lawnmower business on. My lawnmower business is for this community. I'm not trying to expand out to nationwide or anything like that, or even worldwide. I'm trying to drum up business for this community. I can't I mean, I live off grid. I don't have electric. How could I handle a worldwide business? So this guy finds me on a group, so that means he has searched me out, spent time searching me out, trying to figure out how to get a hold of me, figured out my last name, and then joined that group. Then I have a group also just for the lawnmower repair business. It doesn't have a lot of people in it, but again, it's a small community. I didn't expect a lot of people in it. So last night someone joined the group. I didn't see any reason to not accept him. I went over his page. It looks like a normal person. Doesn't have any information about where he's located or anything. So I accepted him. And within a few minutes, he replies back, hey, I really enjoy your videos, which I try to keep the community away from the idea that I make videos. I just don't want them to know. There are a few that do, and that's fine. I mean, that's I understand. But they also understand that this is not something that I care for the community to know about. So, you know, first thing he does, hey, I watch your YouTube videos. You're really inspiring. I've started working on my lawnmowers. I have a Canadian problem that I need you to solve. I can't buy a part unless I have a United States address with a United States credit card. Well, first of all, you're a troll. I know you're a troll for two reasons. One, you hunted me down. You stalked me, which is a crime, by the way, which I've already covered. And I know you can buy parts in Canada. Amazon doesn't discriminate from Canada. So if you can't buy it from one company, guess what? Go to another company. There is a YouTuber who does business in Canada who literally advertises. Now, that's fine. If he wants to advertise his business through YouTube, I completely understand that. I don't want to, but he does, and he makes it painfully clear. I have parts that I will sell you anywhere in the world. Okay, so he's got the infrastructure to handle that. I don't. So this guy in Canada wants me to buy him a part, and I guess give it to him. I mean, he didn't say anything about compensation or how he was going to get me my money or any of that. He just wanted me to buy a $19 part. Give me the part number, the whole thing. So I knocked him out of that group. Of course, he's still in the other group. Well, I didn't realize that the other group was a public group. I didn't know that. So I've taken all my advertisement out of that group. Now imagine that. Me, a little lawnmower repair hobby shop business, had to remove advertising because some stalker from Canada thought it'd be a great idea to join the page and harass me and lie to me and troll me. But that's what I said earlier. Trolls always start out really nice. Hey, I love your channel. And, you know, that's really nice, and everybody's gonna say, well, what's so bad about that? Because I found 3 lies in it. 2 lies, however many lies I found in it. He's lying. What he wants is to interact with me. I don't want the interaction. I don't want Carolyn to find out. Of course, she did find out because I'm honest. I'm an honest person, probably to a fault. And I told her about it, so that's why I'm making this video today. You have to stop contacting me. It has to stop. If you like these videos, it has to stop. I don't have the resources to hire armed security guards. I don't have the resources like Hollywood does to, you know, get those blockers, Google blockers, so, you know, nobody can search for me. I don't have the resources to monitoring systems. I don't have the resources and the electric to run surveillance. I don't have it. So that means I have to get off YouTube. So stop contacting me. So if you click this up next box to take the video where I was working on something. Thanks for watching.